I'll take you live to Iran's Supreme Leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, who's speaking at the moment, giving his latest statement on the conflict and the region.
Thousands of miles away, they don't have any hope in our region. They don't have any fortune in our region. If they have a place, it will be deep down the water of the Gulf. And this will be the equation that must be respected. Today, the Iranian people have proved to be strong enough, and today 90 million Iranians inside Iran and outside Iran will use all their capabilities, all the technological abilities, political power, and new missiles powers and nuclear powers in order to defend our country. We will defend our country. The Islamic Republic of Iran today, through controlling the Strait of Hormuz, we will defeat the enemies in this part of the world, in our region. Iran has now set up a new equation that will be for the benefit of all countries. These countries on the Gulf will get revenues, and on the occasion of the Persian Gulf Day, we are saying this.
Well, that was the Supreme Leader of Iran, Mojtaba Khamenei. It was a statement that was released on Iranian state media in which the Supreme Leader spoke of a future for the region without the United States presence and of a new reality for the Strait of Hormuz. Obviously, the Iranian blockade of that waterway remains in place, as well as the US naval blockade. We're joined by Resul Serdar, our correspondent in Tehran. Resul, the timing of this statement by the Supreme Leader, it comes in the midst of a deadlock, a standoff between the US and Iran. Does it in any way move forward our understanding of that impasse?
Indeed. So now this is the National Persian Gulf Day in Iran, and the Supreme Leader is releasing a statement on this occasion. It's quite important. And he simply, in his message, perhaps one of the most important messages is that he's simply saying that has been proven not only in the public opinion of the world and the nations of the region, but also for the kings and the rulers of the countries that have the American military presence in their country or American establishments in their country, that this American presence is not a strength, is not a security guarantee for them, but rather it's creating vulnerability and fragility in these countries, saying that that's why the regional countries should not rely on the U.S. military presence, but should focus to build their own security architecture or rely on their own security resources. And that is quite important. Simply, Iran, since the beginning of the war on, has been warning the regional countries, particularly the Gulf states, that the reason that Iran is firing projectiles at the GCC countries is because of the U.S. military presence in the region, and asking the GCC countries to distance themselves from the U.S. and also to somehow put an end to the U.S. military bases in the region. That was the justification of the Iranian attacks. On this occasion now, the Supreme Leader of the country, Mojtaba Khamenei, once again focusing on that and justifying Iran's position. And also then in his message, he's again talking about Iran's rights or Iran's sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz, and saying that the management of the Strait of Hormuz is going to remain with Iran, and that is going to give Iran a great level of the leverages in the ongoing negotiations, and also that is going to benefit the nations and also ease the economic burdens on the Iranians and on the country. So these 2 points, asking the regional countries to distance themselves from the United States, and also asking the Iranian, particularly Iranian military establishment, to keep control over the Strait of Hormuz, perhaps are the most important messages that are coming out of his statement on this occasion.
Resul, help us with this, because we haven't actually seen any recent video of Mojtaba Khamenei. We haven't heard his voice since the initial attacks by the US and Israel. Whenever a statement by the Supreme Leader is given, it appears to be either published or read out on state television. But crucially, this latest statement comes at a time in which Donald Trump is claiming that the US administration doesn't even know who's in charge. So what should we make of all of this?
Well, here there are 2 cases. First, of course, the USA is saying that Mojtaba Khamenei, when his father, the late Supreme Leader of the country, Ali Khamenei, was killed in the first day of the war, opening scene of the war, that Mojtaba Khamenei also was in the same building. However, he has survived with heavy injuries, and even the US claims that he is now disfigured. On the other hand, the Iranians have never confirmed that, but they did not refuse that possibility as well. But they are saying that Iranians, that Mojtaba Khamenei is alive and is in charge. So then the United States is also insisting that now there is not a political unity, there is not a united leadership in Iran, while the Iranian politicians, the military establishment figures are consistently saying that Mojtaba Khamenei is the supreme leader of the country and is fully in charge on a daily basis. He's managing the state affairs. So at this point, it's quite difficult to really understand or to prove which side is telling the truth, which side is right. However, what we can see so far, practically, what we have is that since the beginning of the war, and then since his elevation to the position of the supreme leadership here, yes, he has never been seen publicly. He has never released any video or the voice messages. All the statements were written and read by the state TV presenters. And of course, Iranians are saying that one of the reasons, main reason for that is the security. Just remember that this decapitation policy of Israel and the United States is quite a huge pressure for the Iranians here. And they are more and more meticulously careful, particularly now, to make sure that the supreme leader of the country is safe and secure. So this is the Iranian justification. But as of now, the US saying he's disfigured, heavily injured, while the Iranians are saying actually he's alive and he's practically in charge of running the state affairs on a daily basis.
Okay, understood. Resul Serdar, live in Tehran on the latest statement from the Supreme Leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, in which he said that the Gulf neighbours share a common fate with Iran, and that foreigners who commit evil have no place but in the depths of the water. Mojtaba Khamenei there.